What's good? What's good? We are back. Another live from Fayettenam Friday. I got my man Mr. Jones with me. How you doing,
Peace.
Jones?
I'm doing good. Doing good on this Friday. How about yourself?
I can't complain. We got a special guest about to come on here soon. We're gonna give our guest some time. You know how it be in this interview game. Sometimes, you gotta wait, man.
No doubt.
Like I remember, like was it Cool Kim? Like literally got he was watching it, got so caught up in the movie, he literally forgot we had an interview. And then he ended
It'd
up
be
doing
like
the
that
interview.
sometimes.
Yeah, he ended up doing the interview and like wouldn't even really let me ask no questions. The dude was just like he was going in like nonstop.
Hey, that's the best way to have it. You know what I'm
Yeah, I mean, if
saying?
you gonna come on
Sometimes
the
it's way to
platform
feel.
and tell your story, I mean, yeah, just come over and take over the platform and tell your story.
Word up.
Any news out there that interesting to you lately?
Um, yeah, I'm excited about this. I hope I can make it. Um, Wu Tang hitting the
Oh yeah,
road
yeah, yeah, yeah.
this summer. The name of the tour is the Final Chamber. And from what I've seen in like interviews and stuff, RZA's pretty much saying, this might be the last time like the whole clan is coming on the road. And it's like almost a guarantee out there that it'll be all of them. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? So I think that's dope. And they're gonna have Run the Jewels with them. So and they got a Raleigh stop. They're gonna stop in Raleigh on June 7th. So I hope I can make that, but that's going to be pretty monumental, pretty monumental.
So
You know
you
what I'm
think
saying?
after this they just gonna go all back to just doing a solo tours and solo shows?
I think that stuff is still going to roll. I think that
Hmm.
stuff is still going to roll, and you know, I don't know it. I mean, ever since what '93, I
Hmm.
still find it like real crazy just how they just move that stuff around. Just how they move, spot to spot with all those different people and stuff. So this should be dope, man. This should
All
be
right,
dope.
so I guess just popped up. Let's give him a little bit of time. But yeah, Wu Tang is a lot of personalities though you gotta manage with that tour.
Good gracious, man. Good
A
gracious.
lot of personalities. I mean,
Yeah. And a lot of moving parts, and everybody got to get paid.
yeah, yeah. And that's the thing. Some cats probably feel like they might be worth more than others too.
Yeah. And then it's like, like I've been to a few shows in the past years, and just getting them all together at one time, I'm sure it's not easy. Like I think, the last show I went to, they had it, everybody was there except Method Man.
Chris
Um,
Porterfield, appreciate you, man. What up?
peace, peace.
Y'all just booked who was it? We got Alpha. Okay, here's our
Right.
guest. We about to bring on our guest. We got a special guest. Actually, this cat, I can remember, in my opinion, this guy was like the number one artist in Fayettenam. Definitely at one point he was, in my opinion. He's got Big Kaz 910 TV, got a new album coming out, Dream Villain. Let's bring on the one and only Big Kaz.
Word up.
Kaz, how
Peace,
you doing,
man.
man?
I'm coolin', man. How y'all living, man?
Man, we all right.
Doing good, man. You just
How
been to
Oh, good to
you?
see
Bahamas
you, bro.
recently, didn't you?
Good to see you.
Yeah, I was out there, yep.
How was that?
It was enjoyable, man. I needed to get away from the. I can't take too much cold weather, man. I seen a meme the other day that was like, once you get like 40, you don't go outside in the cold. I had to get to some warm weather for a second, man. It was all good.
Nah, our bones start to ache, man. The older we get.
Yeah, man. But now it was
So,
love.
I want to start here. It's a question I ain't really asked a lot lately. Uh, Big Kaz, is that your original rap name?
Hold on one second. I'm gonna put the AirPods on right quick and see if that.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Hold on one second. Let me make sure I come back. And let me make sure I put my thing on do not disturb too, man. Okay.
You good?
I'm sorry about that.
Okay,
Yeah,
you
don't even
good.
worry about that. But you asked is Big Cass my real name?
Is that original rap name?
My original rap name was given to me by, if you ever know the guy that they call Pretty Face Gangster.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
Say word.
It
Yeah,
used to
so
be
that's that.
sweepstakes.
Yep, sweepstakes exactly. And that name is Casablanca, and
Okay.
I always roll Casablanca. And he helped me come up with that name. And a couple of years later, the first day I met Spunk, and I was telling Spunk, my name was Casablanca, and Spunk is mad funny. He's like, yo, that's too long, son. We gonna just change that to Big Cass. And this is when Big, kind of like around when Big Pun was the lick. So he's
Yeah,
like, nah,
yeah.
we can call you Big Cass. And I mean, it literally stuck hard as hell from that moment on. You know what I'm saying?
And Spunk now he's the one that ran the total package thing, right?
Yeah.
And how'd you meet him?
So when I was a young kid, and when I was really starting to get into the rap game, when I was in junior high, I was in a rap group with again Pretty Face Gangster, who they call Sweepstakes,
Uh-huh.
and a guy named Fam Jules. Fam Jules, everybody from the Fox know who that is. That's Peanut from the Fox, and he's super nice. So the three of us were in a group, and we used to go to, for that year or two when we was really bubbling together, we would go
Mhm.
to all the local, like the A and Chestnut talent show. We
Yeah,
go to
yeah.
the, you know what I'm saying? We were all doing the talent show circuit. And a couple people that was on the talent show circuit that we would see at every talent show. One of them was a group. I can't remember the name of the group right offhand right now, but if you know a rapper by the name of Jay Christ, Jay
Yeah, yeah,
Christ
yeah, yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
Jay Christ was one of the members in that group. It was a 4-member group. I can't remember the name of the group, but they were super nice too, and they had a nice routine. But me and Jay Christ, we built a friendship. We real like minded. Young Fayetteville, flashy hustler type of dudes. Me and him built a friendship, and he was always telling me that year was the year going from junior high going to high school, going from
Mhm.
Westover junior high to Westover senior. And he was telling me like, yo, I met these dudes, man. This dude named DJ Fats and this dude named Spunk. They some big money dudes, and not only is they some big money dudes, like they got connections to Nas. Like this is the dude
Yeah.
that financed for Nas to do the Illmatic demo and
Yep.
everything. And he was telling me about it like the whole summer. And then one day he just finally hit me up. He was like, yo, this is the day we gonna go over there today and we gonna meet them. And that first day, the day I went over there to meet them, I met Spunk and DJ Fats. It was at Sean Beeman's house. It was also the first day I met Sean Beeman. And we recorded our first song that day as well, called The Source of the Greed, which is a classic record. I know Sean Beeman got them dad tapes, but yeah.
Damn, that's crazy. And I mean, ain't Spunk supposed to be like Nas's cousin though?
Well, they from Queensbridge, so Queensbridge is saying you from Queensbridge is like saying you from Foxfire, or you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying. It's
yeah.
like
I remember he had a shout out. They shouted him out on the Illmatic, if I'm not mistaken. The album.
they shouted him out a lot of times. Like I said, he had a actual like production company. The production company was him and the DJ called LES, who also
Yeah,
produced
yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
records on Illmatic as well. And like I said, from the street lore is that Spunk actually put up the money for all of those records, because Illmatic was a demo tape. Illmatic came before the record deal. Illmatic is how he got the record deal, but the legend has it is that Spunk financed that Illmatic project.
Now, how long was you with the total package situation?
So like I said, me going into high school, so that it would have been that year of me going to the ninth grade,
Okay.
and then Pain and Music, my first album called Pain and Music. It dropped the year after I got out of high school, so I would have been like 18, 19 at that time. So I was with really the main core of the time. I was with from Total Package up from that point up until like maybe like a year, prior to my first album dropping, which was like right after I got it, like the 6 months, 6, 7 months after I got out of high school. And it wasn't like no issues. I mean, I was still with Total Package. I still rep Total Package. Like it was times where like, like I used to tell people like they had a club called Crazy Days. And Crazy
Yeah.
Days for me and my friends, Crazy Days was like almost like Cheers. Like it's like see where you want to go, everybody knows your name. I remember, man, there might have been a time where like for years at a time, I probably went to Crazy Dave's literally every single night. And like I said, that's just where Total Package was hanging at. The people that I fucked with from there, we go there, play pool, gamble, just talk shit. But as far as like mainly what it was, like I said, coming up to like when I was coming up like around 18 and I really started doing my own thing. That's when it was going from Sean Beeman's studio. Sean Beeman had an incredible studio where he had what they call ADATs, and
Mm-hmm.
there were 8-track VHS DAT tapes. But this
Okay.
is coming into like when people finally started to do. I remember one time I went with Spunk, and Spunk took us to New York to record a song with a guy named Nation the Millennium Thug. And Nation Millennium Thug, he was actually popping at that time too. He had like a song on Nas' album where this the last days of a hidden slave. But me and Fran that went up there to do some songs with him. And this was the first time I ever seen Pro Tools. First time I ever heard of Pro Tools. So like I said, coming around the time when I'm about to get out of high school, that's when things are coming out like Sonar and stuff. And like it's not Sean Beam is not the only alternative. Like I'm actually meeting other people that are like having Pro Tools and things like that at their house. So and me, I try to do everything. I try to learn everything. So
Yeah.
people like me and Domenico, people that was around me at that time was also learning engineering ourselves. So you know it came to a point where like I finally had did it to the point where I had a whole album and I put pain and music out. I think Spunk might have been kind of upset about that I put out an album myself, but it wasn't no issues. Like I said, we were still friends. I saw him out every day. I seen him at the club every day. I seen him at not just Crazy Days, but like I said, we was outside. Like I saw him every day. We was everybody fucking with bitches and but and then like I said, years went on. Like I said, that was probably like when I was 19 when Pain and Music came out. And then years went on. Like I was in Fayetteville until I want to say 2008, the end of 2008, 2009. Like that
Mm-hmm.
that that year when Rain was really doing crazy shit, like was 2008. Maybe like a year after that is when I finished college and I left. But like I said, I saw Smoke all the time. Like I rep Total Package to this day. I tell people all the time, as far as the Big Cast Now and OTV and like what I'm doing, a big
Mm-hmm.
part of that is like I want to gain like influence, like as far as like social media influence, to the point where like I've even like the other day Spunk had named the lady Alice, I can't remember her name, but he named her the czar as far as pardons. And I've been hitting
Uh-huh.
her up on the person that Kanye and Kim helped Trump pardon that lady. I've been hitting her up on DM her on crazy trying to get her to
Yeah, because he's
respond.
still locked up, right?
Huh?
Spunk's still locked up, right?
Yeah, like I said, I've been DMing her crazy. Like I said, I have like documents and stuff that I've been working on. Like I look to try to if I can ever get any influence where people laugh about how like I be like doing like newscasts and like how I support Trump. But if I could ever be around Trump, that's the only question I got for him is I got a friend that's a cool ass dude, a dude that helped teach me how to be a man, a non-violent first time offender that the federal government says that they have to keep locked up forever because he projects the image to his community that people are allowed to be drug dealers and get away with it. But that's not the image that he projected to the community.
Yeah.
He projected
John,
yeah. Go ahead.
go, oh, you had some
Now
questions too?
I was just gonna say like he was a leader in the community. He was a business owner, everything.
Yeah, I mean, he owned a club downtown. I remember he owned a couple clubs in Fayetteville, didn't he?
Yeah, like I said, Crazy Days, and like he did a lot of clubs and he did a lot with partying and stuff, and also
Yeah.
helped a lot of people, man. Like the people who you talk about, like he helped me so much. He helped Bomb Shelter. Like I said, Sean Beeman, he put that studio together. You know what I'm saying? He put a lot of it together. He put all that together.
Word up. Man, first of all, once again, peace, man. It's good to see you.
You too.
Um, I'm glad these names that you dropping because foundation is important. And since I started hearing you, and leading up to stuff that's current, at least for my ears, if people been listening to the area for a while, I hear the foundation. I'm still stuck on. I don't know what exactly is a Fayettenam sound,
Mm.
but it's like I kind of feel it when I hear it. And that Westover area was heavily trafficked by my brothers, and I'm coming from 71st Way, but I'd be out there, be building with my brothers, Manny, my brother Zesta, um, Izzy Nice, Mike, around there. You think it's something about that part of the area? Because it seemed like there was always something cranking in the Fox. Because that's what I'd be at.
Probably, but and shout out to the Fox. I'm from what they call Devonwood, but I don't know. And as far as like the Fayetteville sound,
Yeah,
it's always been a talk. Even I mean, what's the North Carolina sound has always even been a talk from.
Yep.
You know what I'm
indeed.
saying? From PD Pablo to like Little Brother and all that. But as far as the Ville, I always tell people like I love as far as J. Cole being the one to get it done, and not only get it done, but go on to be what a lot of people consider like the biggest rap artist or artist at the of right now, is that he has
Yep.
that sound. Like you know what I'm saying? Like even like when I was telling you like when I was around and when we were kids like 12, 13 years old, and I was first meeting like pretty sweepstakes in them. I remember Sweeps would let me hear these tapes, and he would like let me hear these tapes, and he would be like, "Yo, this is like my cousin and them." And these were like I had no idea who these people were at the time because like I'm literally just a kid, but these were like Irv beats, and like I said, at this time I'm making beats myself. That's how I really linked up with Sweeps. You know what I'm saying? Because I was learning how to. What I was doing was I was sampling on Cool Edit and looping samples on Cool Edit, and then using a program called Hammerhead Studio to layer drums and bass behind that. And this is the same kind of sound I was coming from because, like I said, I have a lot of hip hop influence, but what made me decide to rap is the Purple Tape. That's when the
Right.
purple
Okay.
between the Purple Tape it was written, and that first AZ album. Those are the albums that made all of us, like I said, me, Sweeps, and Fam, all like everybody that was around is like it's time to rap now. Like you know what I'm saying. So that's the era I'm from, and I like that Cole has that sound. Even though Cole's sound is modern, it still has that
Yeah.
sound. Like you could
Yeah.
tell where he came from. You know what I'm saying with the sound. But as far as the Federal sound, man, I've had so many people tell me that Leviticus is also a big representation of what the Fayetteville sound was. And I believe that too. I mean, I never really heard a lot of Leviticus music until I left I left Fayetteville. But that's when I was starting to see people put out videos. Like I remember at that time, if you ever heard of Banger Yours Truly, he was
Yeah.
putting out like a lot of videos and stuff, and like Levi was doing them, and I was hearing like, the stuff that they were doing with cakes and that like around the time when they did the I Don't Miss a Call. Like I said, this is right before I left the Ville. So like I said, and that there's that sound too. And one thing I could tell since I've come back and I've been doing the Big Cast 910 TV, a lot of artists came up from that Leviticus studio. The same way how like at my crib, like back in the days when I was a kid, I had my mother crib. A lot of people came through there. A lot of people came through the show, what they call the shelter. A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people came through Leviticus crib too, and still do to this day. You know what I'm saying? Just as far as like what he's able, not just Moray. Like I said, all kind of people have come through there and like built off of what he's done. So the Fayetteville sound, it's a lot of sounds, but like I said, to me, it's that vintage hip hop that what I'm saying, that sound. You already know.
Yeah, shit gonna be hidden.
That's definitely where our influence came from originally, was more of the up north sound. I mean,
Hmm.
everybody around the time when I was, doing shows, I mean, it was a lot of diversity going on, but you could tell everybody was getting it from up north because the South wasn't even popping yet like that. You know what I'm saying? It was just starting to kind of creep into the door, and then once they kicked the door open, I mean, they pretty much took it over.
Yeah,
Um,
that's real. Like I said, I remember during that time. Like I said, during those times, like I'm telling you, when those Paradise Records times.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I remember people. I remember during that time where people standing up to midnight to get those last couple of like that Bobby Digital and those Wu Tang tapes, but also it lead into where like that year or two where it seemed like Master P and them put out like 30 albums in like 2 or 3 years and they all went platinum and people gravitating to that. So it was an interesting time, you know what I'm saying? And hip hop is what it is today. But yeah, during that time when we was first starting, the only influence really was New York on some real shit. And everybody from Fayetteville wanted to be from New York anyway, so
Yeah, yeah. Now, wasn't you part of that Loudmouth Records situation too?
I was, yep. Definitely, yep. And
Man, how? I mean,
if you want to know the story about that, it's a real simple story. So like, you hear me talking about the pain and music time when I'm like around
yeah.
19. So around that time too, I'm knowing that rap. I've never been a nigga. This is the first time ever in my life where I literally just said, fuck doing anything. I'm just gonna focus on making music. This is the
Okay.
first time ever in my life I've ever actually done that. But
Right, salute.
around that time after painting music, I went to Fayetteville State and I started going not Fayetteville State, but Fayetteville Tech doing classes in preparation to transfer to Fayetteville State. And I met a guy by the name of Black Pope, who was a guy that wanted to get in music out of St. Paul's, and me and him put that together, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because you were the first artist, and then they had like what, Rolling Weight and Cakes
Well,
later.
Yeah, but both people who I knew of from before then, not actually known, but I knew of Young Cakes because people who were around me, like my homeboy Traffic.
Hmm.
Um, I think he had some kind of relationship with Cakes, and I would hear about him. And I think Rain actually had some kind of like demos him and Cakes did way back in the days too. So I heard about him. Rolling Weight was already popping on some levels. Rolling Weight had what
Yeah, yeah,
he
yeah,
was
yeah,
doing what he
yeah,
was doing, and but it wasn't really what I was trying to do. Like we went at it and we attacked it immediately, and we did a lot of things like and we did
Did
a
they get
lot of
you some
things.
features? Like,
Yeah.
didn't you do like Remy Martin or something like that?
We did a song with Remy Martin. We did some songs with Pastor Troy. We
Yeah,
did some
yeah,
joints with like Mr. Cheeks, like you know what I'm saying. I was with Mr. Cheeks back in the day. I was talking like you probably don't even remember. Like I did songs with you like 20 years ago, my nigga. But yeah, and I mean that was the play back then because like this is like right before MySpace.
yeah, yeah.
So I mean we killing it. Like we literally like celebrities at this time. But when it came to the point where it was time to like move the project again, this is during that transition period. So this is the point where it's like it's literally transitioned from hip hop to now it's all about the Yin Yang twins. Like every so for 2 years going now, the only songs on the radio was Yin Yang twins and what's the guy,
Yeah, they
Little
was
John
killing
and the
it
East
for a
Side
hot
Boys.
minute.
Little John East Side Boys. So a lot of the people at that label, and again, this is a label based out of St. Paul's, North Carolina. They would kind of wanted like, yo, man, we putting up all this money. We kind of want this dude to make these records like this, make these records like that. That's one
Oh,
thing I've never been for. Like, I don't, I'm gonna make what I'm gonna make. Like, I don't need nobody in the studio. I literally would protest against that. And so that was kind of the situation with that. And I was like, before we even get to really spending some money, let's just flip this. And we flipped it, and even some of the songs, like some of the songs that I had already did, we ended up
mhm.
giving those songs to Cakes and Rolling the Weight for the Dirt My project, so that
Yeah,
they can kind of just proceed to go on with that. And they did a lot, man. They did some incredible work. Like they did, like I mean, one of the things that kind of like surprised me was what they were able to accomplish touring wise. Like they put together like actual tours with the Dirt Mob, and they went like literally on the road and was like all over the Chitlin circuit. I mean, and literally making money doing shows. It was crazy to me to see that come to play. But I kind of just went on and did my own things, and from that point, they went to go do that, and they during that time they was down in like Atlanta, like fucking with people, and I was mainly just like doing the same shit, but kind of like just doing what I was doing, but maybe going to New York. And I remember I did like some shit with Stack Bundles. I was trying to really get in with like the New York mixtape circuit type shit more so.
yeah. You were do. I mean, you were heavy when the mixtape game came out too, man. I mean, you was on everything, dude.
Yeah, and I tell you, I look back to it, and I didn't even realize it at the time, but a lot of that. had to do with just the relationships that we were building and how it led to this guy by the name of Saint Last. And
Yeah, I
Saint
remember
Last,
him. Yeah.
he's even a big guy now. He's like really like I follow him and I see what people be doing. I remember at one point he started doing like New York like prison stories, and he was doing like prison story videos, getting like 200,000, 250,000 plays. That was kind of what that kind of helped push me into doing the Big Cast 910 TV too. But he was like he was an incredible artist, and he had an incredible following in New York. I thought he was gonna go a lot further too. You never know how it should play out. But Saint Last had a lot to do with that. Like Saint Last, he had a thing called New Industry, and the point of New Industry was it really was what it was. Like I said, it was that time period right before MySpace and leading into MySpace where you got these new artists who are like they coming up, but they coming up on these websites like thesource.com, hip hop game,
Yeah.
undergroundhiphop.com. And it was like, just a lot of underground artists and producers and DJs, and it was all coincided. Like you said, the mixtape circuit was so crazy at that time. And like I said, a lot of the DJs that was popping at the time, like they was literally, it was what they call new industry. We was all pumping it together.
Yeah, I remember seeing Saint Laz like everywhere, yo, back then.
Yeah, hell yeah. And
And
I
every
linked up
time
with,
you got on the internet, you seen it Saint Laz on something.
yeah, definitely 100.
Word up. I like man, so you answering a lot of stuff that's just in my head. So that's solid. Speaking of like this transition of sound and styles and what people are listening to at the time. Um, I I like how you rock. How do you go? So you mentioned you pretty much you stay on what you doing, right? You're not trying to, mess with other styles and do this because it's hot. Um,
Yeah.
when it comes to production and what you putting together, like what's your process? Like for example, um, like I peeped out the joint Cas Low, and
Mm.
I like the vibe of that, and I like the delivery. You know what I'm saying? And although I know a little bit of your background, at the same time, when I see it, it's not the average. It's not the cookie cutter. Um, I like that. So, when you're looking into production or sounds, you say you make your own stuff too. Like, what direction are you trying to push? I don't know. Is it
Well, I've done all my production since about 2006, and in
okay?
2000, I had took a little break after
That's
Loudmouth.
wild.
Like I said, so like you said, you talking about like pain and music. When I was doing pain and music, that was probably like 2003, and then when you talking about Loudmouth, that was maybe 2004. So I took a
Mhm.
little break, and I was just going, like I said, going to Fayetteville Tech, transitioning to going to Fayetteville State, and in 2006. I literally just like within 2 weeks in my own little apartment that I had on Cliffdale, just me just sitting there smoking weed, and I didn't even have no beat machine. I literally made this entire album on Cool Edit called So Sincere. And it was kind of like more of my more revered projects. Like people on it was like a real big project on the internet that people on the internet really liked at that time. And like I said, this is early internet hip hop. And to me it was everything. It was the start of what I began doing because like I said when I began making beats. I began rapping, but I didn't have anybody to make beats, so I made beats. But then I was presented to people like Sean Beeman, and then from that point I had beat makers. I had people that literally did that shit, so I kind of fell back from it. But ever since '06, I've done pretty much all my own production. I do get features like on Dream, like on this Dream Villain project. I got a Irv Ford beat on there, and I also
Okay.
got a beat by my dude Domenico, who's like
D
somebody who
Murder.
yeah,
D
D Murder,
Murder.
exactly. From I remember back in the days dealing with Horse Rock and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But
yeah. My man Ramel.
yeah, but that's exactly what I'm talking about when I say
Yeah.
Domenico D Murder. But and the process is kind of simple. It ain't really no particular sound. I like that gritty, that '90s East Coast hip hop. But I'll get on some other shit. I'll get on some techno shit. I'll get on some R&B shit. But the core of my shit is like that original sound and shit, like that MPC 60. Like I want not only samples But I want raw samples. Like I want my shit to sound dirty. I want that shit to sound like it's barely even mixed down. You know what I'm saying? I want this shit to sound like how they did it back then when it was just as basic as can be. You know what I'm saying? And beat making and MCing. That's what it is to me.
Word up.
And recently too, I wanted to get back more into like which is something I did early on too, which was like doing the DJ Premier style like hooks with the scratching on the hooks. And
Yeah.
you'll hear a lot of that on Dream Villain too.
I
Word,
like that
you
Copacabana joint that you got.
Yeah, that was on Cast Digital. That was on the first project I did when I first came back. But yeah, I love that joint too.
Did you make that
word.
beat?
100%. Yeah.
Oh, word
Yeah, I
up.
like
Yeah,
that. That's a
Yeah.
smooth one.
Yeah.
Do you
That I
feel
like
like
that flute that see that's what I'm saying. Like even when I say raw samples, not necessarily just the most gangster shit, but like that Copacabana, like when I heard that fucking flute, like that sounded to me like some shit that the beat nuts would have put down, you know what I'm saying? Or some shit
yeah.
like that, you know what I'm saying?
You feel like First in Flight was probably the most talented I guess you could say crew in Fayetteville. I mean, y'all were kind of like the Juice Crew, wouldn't you say, of Fayetteville?
The Juice Crew, I
I mean, y'all
think
y'all had like an all-star lineup over there. I mean, at one point I can remember it was you, Low Keys, D Murder, if I'm not mistaken, Traffic, Sweepstakes, Rain. I mean, wasn't Ronnie C pretty much part of that clique too?
Sweepstakes wasn't never a part of it.
Oh, he
I
wasn't
think
ever
of it.
part of it?
I think
Okay.
at some point earlier before that, when like Rain was young, I think him
Yeah.
and Sweeps was a part of an organization called Presidential.
I remember that.
Uh,
Yeah.
Ronnie C wasn't a part of it either, but Ronnie C is like all of our best friends, so he was around for
Yeah.
that. It was definitely a ill group, and I'm gonna tell you what was so ill. I mean, you got me, who's dope, crazy ill on the mic and the beats. You got Rain, who's crazy ill on the mic and the
Yep.
beats. You got Low Keys, who's crazy ill, but not only crazy ill, he's white and he coming with punchlines. You got
Yeah.
Traffic. You got Traffic, who got like more of like a North Carolina style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And people likes how that blends with the sound that the rest of us come. And every people love Traffic music. Traffic one of the dopest. Domenico, like you said, Murder one of the, so it's dope. But I mean, I guess yeah, I can say it's dope because it's my team. But I mean, Fayetteville got some ill crews. Like I said, even Total Package when we was doing Total Package, people were saying that was the craziest crew at that time with like Fran D and you know what I'm saying Christ and what we was doing. So
Oh,
you
Christ
know,
was part of that too?
yeah, Total Package was at this time. I know like even later on, like even like Sweeps was like part of Total Package. Like that was like even after
Christ
I
wasn't
left
part of
it.
First in Flight?
Well, yeah, he was part of First Fight, just
Yeah.
due to the fact that he was, he's people, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my man. But the original Total Package during that time was Fran, me, Jay Christ, and Puerto Rican Mike.
That's a lineup.
Yeah. Yeah. And a couple, like I said, a couple other people. And like I said, even First in Flight had some other people too, like a big core First in Flight that you might not even have known about was the New York people, because like I said, Rain was like by dual residency like Fayetteville, North Carolina, and
Yeah.
New York and the Bronx. So there's a guy by the name of Krills. Krills is super dope, and Krills was like First in Flight too. He's one of the main First in Flight artists, but he was somebody from New York. You know what I'm saying? So it was New York artists on it too, and it was incredible label.
So I'm gonna quote Stranger the Great on this. So he said that he thinks Pain and Music is the best Vietnam artist album released. Do you agree with that? And do you think it's an album that's probably getting overlooked in like the Vietnam hip hop history? Because a lot of people always say Bomb Shelter, first album, and then Vietnam Bombers, and they might bring up the Character Assassin single as well, Characters and Egos.
So I'm gonna answer that, and there's two parts of that question I want to answer. But as far as the Pain and Music thing, I think mainly what it is with Pain and Music, I think yeah, at Pain and Music was, I think Dream Villain is better,
Okay.
but I think Pain and Music was the best album. And what's the difference between like Pain and Music and maybe like Bomb Shelter and stuff? That album is the attention to detail, like the mix downs and the perfection and the engineering and everything that I guess Nerve and them put into that record. Me, I'm a nigga that I've never really been about that. I'm out here in the raw. If we can find a studio,
Yeah.
like I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? So a
Yeah.
lot of pain, a lot half of Pain and Music is like the Sean Beeman sound quality. But
Yeah.
like I said, it's during the time when people were first getting Pro Tools, and I was like, it was coming to a point where I didn't want to wait 3 weeks to get in Sean Beeman crib, like for him to have a day off of work and stuff. I literally just wanted to go, you 17, 16, 17, 18 year old
Trying to
rapper,
get in
you
there.
hungry, you just want to lay it down. So a lot. I think if it had been complete like in a professional recording studio setting and it was all like completely mixed down, I think hands down it would be the best. But that's the only reason why I say it might not be the best, because a lot of people came with a lot of perfect sounding like engineering and mixes. And but again, but as far as like the flav, I don't think there's any other artist or beat maker that got the kind of flavor that I be coming with. Like I think I'll really be coming with styles and like energy and charisma. And like I said, I do believe Dream Villain is gonna is even better than that. I think Dream Villain is the best record since So Sincere. And so I think So Sincere was better than Pain the Music. And I think people gonna like it, but I think it's gonna be underrated. I think people gonna sleep on it. I think people, they may sleep on it for, whatever reasons, but do I think that Pain and Music was slept on some levels? Like I said, it's critically acclaimed. Like I go places and people like, yo, where is that album? People remember that. Like, trust me, I get the props and acclaim for it. But as far as like when people be comparing different stuff, I always feel like like I'm kind of like
Mhm.
downplayed. Even like right now, like I was said out like they sent me like a thing to fill out who should be on the list. You know what I mean by the list, like the Fayetteville list. And just like on some media shit, like they sent me like, like the ballot
You talking
to
about that
choose.
2-6 list? You talking about that
Yeah,
the 2-6 rapper list?
yeah. The main list the 295 one. And like I remember
Yeah.
even on that, I put like, I filled out what albums that I thought was the best, and I literally put like my album on there. I put the
Most
Carlton
of
Banks joint on there because I really felt like I was listening to like the albums that came out that year.
Yeah.
Some people came, with some joints, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, like, I really think that I make good music. You know what I'm saying? I enjoy it. You know what
Yeah,
I'm saying?
definitely.
Yeah.
what can we look forward to from Dream Villain? Um,
But
th-
hold on, hold
what?
on. But not only that, like I said, I mean, like to have like a list where it's like 30 artists, and then my project didn't even make like, what I'm saying, like in the top, like that to me, yeah, that's sometimes I do feel, and like I said, it may be for whatever reason, it may be an age thing, but like I said, I can't say it's an age thing, I can't say it's a media thing because it goes back from 20 years ago, but
Yeah.
that ain't what it's about, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna make my music and I'm gonna get my props. I mean, I don't give a fuck if it's the same, 30 people liking my post. I mean, if those 30 people like it, I'm gonna keep dropping it because like I'm here to get the props. You know what I'm saying? That's it.
Word up.
My bad, Jones. What were you saying about the
No, you
Dreamville,
Nah,
good.
you
Dream
good,
Villain?
man. I like that run right there. What can we look forward to from Dream Villain?
That shit crazy,
What
man.
you got some
Yeah.
of your production bag in there too?
Yeah, like I said, it's 18 tracks. It may end up being 19. I'm actually
Right.
working on this last track, so it may end up being 19 tracks. Like I said, I got a Irv Ford beat on there called Polo on the song called Polo Mock Socks and Rugbies. And I got a joint from my man Domenico did, and the joint that Domenico did actually got a feature by an artist by the name of James Vader, who I like from the
Yeah,
Ville.
familiar with him. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. And but yeah, and the rest of it is pretty much just all my production, like just raw raps and raw beats. And I got not just raw raps and raw beats, but I got some dope songs. Last night I finished up a song that I've been working on for a couple of days, which is like a story joint that's just on some like diabolical, like it sounds like some old like Quan like kicking the door 260 type shit. Like it's crazy.
Word.
Well,
You know what I'm saying?
what's up with the title? Because it almost sounds like It's Dreamville a little bit. Dream Villain. So like,
So some people when some people say Dreamville, they look at Dreamville as like a record label.
Uh-huh.
The record label that's owned by J. Cole. I look at Dreamville as Fayetteville, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's the that's what we call, at this point that's what we call Fayetteville, Dreamville. And the Dreamville is just playing off what we was talking about, like, damn, I do all this work, niggas won't even, saying niggas ain't even, saying they ain't even checking for it, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing and getting the props, you know what I'm saying? And it also has to do with, the title also has to do with the haters and the hate that I get, you know what I'm saying? It's like it's real funny, I used to hate really used to bother me, but I understand it a lot more now, and I kind of take it the same way I take love.
Yeah,
But
yeah, you got to.
man, I just want the props, man. I want the props,
Yeah.
man. I know that them songs I'm making inspire, especially when I'm hearing not only people in the Ville, but niggas literally in the game that ain't talking about shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I know I'm coming, and I just want the props. That's where I'm coming. That's what it's all about for me, yo.
Word up.
The hate's pretty much part of the algorithms at this point.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta
Yeah.
take it the love with the hate. Now, speaking of hate, I mean, you started doing a lot more political content, and I was like, you started doing political stuff. But
so
people like they getting their feelings. Like you get any hate from that?
So anybody that know me really and follow me too, they'll know, like I said, when I left Fayetteville, and I was basically like just like living in Myrtle Beach, working and just getting money. I was involved in the timeshare and vacation properties, and that's when I was sitting at work. I was sitting at work in 2015, the day, and I literally watched it live. What they talk about, Trump coming down that escalator, the gold escalator, and making that when he was talking about the they're not sending their best people, they're letting people fly across the border, and they're not the best people, they're rapists. And I was like, at that time I was like, man, that motherfucker right there need to be the motherfucking president, yo. And so I really like, and then it kind of fucked me up because all of the talk about racism and all of that kind of stuff kind of came
Mhm.
into play. And so when I was seeing that in like 2015, 2016, it was so crazy to me. And when people would be like on Facebook dissing Trump and stuff, I would like, get in the comments and, defend, like kind of defend them and defend the policies, because these weren't no kind of new policy efforts. These are just basic conservative policy efforts that people have been following. And people would kind of look at me like, yo, is this nigga serious? Like, is he joking about this Trump shit or not? But like, nah, I really fuck with Trump. And a lot of people got mad about that shit. I lost like a lot of relationships from that shit, as far as like just people seeing that a lot of people like, yo, if you made a post like, yo, you like Trump, they won't even don't even hit me up no more. I seen a lot of that. And like even like the issue that you seen, like when I ain't even gonna talk about that, but like I said, it's had issues. But I wondered when I came back and I was doing the media with the Big Cast 910 TV, I
Mhm.
wondered if I wanted to make that a part of it.
Mhm.
And I wasn't going to, but a couple of months leading to the election, I kind of felt the same way how I felt. And this is the reason why I told you that story about how, like, in 2015, how I literally was just at work, sitting in my office, and I would be like on Facebook, like arguing with people defending Trump. I felt that at that time, like, as far as like what it really meant to the country and what it really meant to the future of the country, that if if I didn't get in there and I didn't, do my part of, people do a lot of shit, but I do what I do, and I guess what I do is the little stupid shit that I do, like the big ass 910 TV shit. So I'm like, yo, if I don't use like my gifts and my talents to like help push this, then I'll regret it. And so that's why I went ahead and you seen, like I said, I was doing like the word on the street. And really that's what the word on the street was when I was asking people like, you vote for Trump or Kamala? You
Yeah.
know, I wanted to be there, like, I'm saying, if they were just to say some just stupid random shit like, yo, I can't mess with Trump because he hates women. And I really want, like, yo, I'm literally trying to change people votes. Because like I
Yeah.
said, what's going on right now, the media, they kind of play to it like what's going on right now is such chaos and all that. It's only chaos because that's what there's right. That's the media narrative they're pushing. What's going on is literally what Republicans have been talking about trying to do since I've been hearing Republicans talking about doing this exact thing since I was in elementary school. They just never could ever do it.
Yeah.
They
So
never could
now they
get
finally got a
to.
guy that can actually do what they've been trying to do,
Yeah,
and
and how
everybody's going
and so
batshit crazy.
yeah. So like I said, I try not to really get too political because one thing I learned through that is it could get really serious, man. That political shit can get really serious, but a lot of shit can get really serious. And sometimes you might not want to take a side, but sometimes you're gonna have to take a side. To be honest, all the time you have to take a side to be real with it, but you just gotta play it the
I,
way you play it.
I think the
Yeah.
point that I realized that we do got to take a side is, I mean, I just had a video get censored the other day. I did an interview with Hakeem Green. They removed a video talking about medical misinformation, and we didn't really. We were talking about conspiracy theories, but we didn't even get into the one that we was talking about that could have been medical misinformation. So, I mean, no, we're at a point, man, where you definitely gotta pay. You can't even play the middle. You gotta choose a side.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Definitely.
I
Definitely.
mean, you said you started doing content and people were hating on you for posting about Trump. We never had no situations like that. Politics. It was never like, oh, you like Bush. Oh, I hate you. You know, family members are
Now
already sitting
people,
there talking about canceling
yeah,
Thanksgiving and Christmas, and
yeah, people cutting off their own. They cutting off grandma right quick.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's
That it was crazy to me. Like I said, I seen it in 2015. Like I couldn't believe it, yo. I couldn't believe it, yo. I couldn't believe it. And like I said, but
oh,
one thing it really taught me too, and it which is Big Cast 910 TV taught me a lot about this too. When you're in the media, you
mhm,
hold a lot of power. And the reason that the people in the media hold a lot of power is because they have the ability to set the narrative.
yeah,
And unfortunately, we have, an American media system where instead of like informing people, how like back when we was in school and they would teach you about different forms of writing, like what's the point of this writing? Is it to inform? Is it to persuade? Our media, it should be to inform because that's what news is information. But it's like it's about narrative setting. And that goes with everything, not just politics, with everything. Like, it plays into the criminal justice, all kind of things. It was real crazy.
Yeah, it play. Yeah, you right. It play into a lot of things. I was talking with Paul earlier. Um, I don't even think the state of journalism is what it used to be. You know.
It's not no it doesn't it doesn't mean anything like and not it first didn't mean anything because social media gave it's kind of like rap. Back when I first started rapping, I got so many accolades from it, what I'm saying, because I was the only person being seen because this is before social media, this is before
yeah.
MySpace. So, to get to the point where just to get in the studio, you had to be doing something and really be somebody doing something. But social media made it to the point where anybody could be a journalist. And then not only that, after that, it came to show that damn, these people on the internet can actually be better journalists than people that actually got motherfucking money,
Mhm.
millions of dollars behind them and went to school for it. And then what Trump and mainly what 2020 showed is these people that call themselves journalists, they actually literally are looking at us. In 2020 was one of the most scariest moments of my life because that was like I literally seen people that claim to be journalists and claim to be that their purpose in life was to deliver information to people literally get on TV and look people in the eyes and tell straight up lies to them.
Indeed.
Yeah. And that's really why journalism don't mean shit at this point. That's the main reason.
And throw in AI now.
Yep, that too. Yep, not really knowing what's real and what's fake, and trust me, that's gonna get a lot worse. I've seen like as far as like the AI with the picture models and with the video models, how much
Mhm.
has came in the last year. Man, yo, 2-3 years from now, you ain't gonna be able to tell AI from what the fuck we
Yeah,
we
yeah, you
doing
won't.
right
Yeah,
now.
you
Yeah,
already can't
Indeed.
though. You already really can't though.
yeah.
I got a partner of mine. He was just messing around, and he was like, "Yo, check this out." And so I'm listening. And my brother, he'd been rhyming for a long time, recording all that stuff. Yo, I'm like, man, when you start using that delivery, and that cat, he was trying out the secret sauce. He said, he just, little
The
AI
AI,
program.
the
It
the
just it
whole
just pick up his
the whole
voice.
industry doing that. The whole industry
That's
doing that.
wild, man.
The whole industry doing that, and I'm gonna tell you why. because we are not better than computers. We can't do anything better than computers, that especially anything that's like writing.
Process
Yeah,
information. We can't
yeah.
process information as fast as computers can.
Trust me. And like I said, they look at it now where like they look at like the AI rapping and all of that, like it's like it's still infancy, but trust me, just like we talking about the videos, 3 4 years from now, they're gonna be doing some shit with AI. Like, not only are is it gonna be writing all of the movies and all of that, but I think it's literally not just gonna be writing like the movies and writing all the songs, but the AI is literally gonna be making the songs, like making the videos too. So
Yeah, yeah,
we're
yeah.
in for crazy times. And I want to see where it goes to, because like I said, I'm a different kind of person, man. I used to be scared of stuff, like, but like I said, I remember the days when people said Fruity Loops was the wackest shit and that those are computer beats. And
I
look
remember
at
that.
today. So like I said, like now, man, it's like I look at technology and I'm like, yo, everything is a tool. It just comes down to how we use it, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for those AI tours, man. I know the holograms about to be off the chain.
Yeah,
And
that's
let me
crazy.
ask you this: what was your opinion of this whole J. Cole apologizing to Kendrick situation?
I've talked about it before. I when I was watching it heavy when it was going down, because you know I'm a hip hop head. I'm into that, and I remember when he dropped that what's it called,
Like
the
the
7 minute drill, the seven
Yeah.
minute drill. He dropped that because that was the day when I was leaving to go head up there for the Dreamville Fest that year. And I was like, damn, he coming with some snaps too, because I've never really been a big Kendrick fan. I tell people I look at Kendrick kind of like Eminem. Like
Okay.
when I hear their music, I can, obviously I can respect the talent level and see the technical skills, but it's not anything that I can ride around like in my car, like getting jiggy with. Like, it sounds kind of weird to me. So to me, he was coming with the snaps, and I didn't like that he apologized, because I don't think that that's what hip hop is about. Like, I'm really like, I come from the era of hip hop where like shit, that's how groups form. Like back in the days, you hear people talking about like, yo, how did Boogie Down Productions form? How did the Fat Boys come together? We had a battle. Somebody told them, "Hey, I could rap," and I rapped, and we met up and had a battle. And then from that point, we
Yeah.
was rolling together. Like, I come from the era of like, that's what this shit was about. And to
Yeah.
this day, I don't know if people know it or not, but that's what this is about. You know what I'm saying? Just like Melly Mel said, like Melly Mel said, it's just like when you in school and you find out somebody else play ball. Oh, okay, you ball well. I mean, I rhyme, but like, I mean, we gonna let's see hear what you do and you hear what I do, and then we find out who does it better, and like the dozens and all that. That's what it came for. And like I said, I don't think you should ever back down from a rap battle. That's why on the Carlton Banks shit, I had the song 92 Stadium, and one of the lines was like, respect to J. Cole, he a king in the game. He apologized to Kendrick, but I wouldn't do the same. If it's a rap battle, I'm never backing down. I take the mic and own it. I want that crown. Because simply to me, that's what this shit is about. That's what the founders built this shit on.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing. And I know like some people may talk about that J. Cole shit. They may even say it was like LA politics, like gang shit and all kind of shit, that, phone calls are going on. Man, people need to grow up, man. You know what I'm
Yeah. I
saying?
didn't
This
even
is
hear
hip
that
hop,
one. That's
man.
what they were saying. They were saying it was he was probably getting phone calls from gangs and stuff.
Well, saying that, he had to live out in LA, and we can't be dissing Kendrick and living in LA and all, and going out having to go to LA and getting money and stuff. But like I said, people need to leave all that alone. Like, you know what I'm saying? That gang, I ain't gonna speak too much on that gang shit, but like I said, people need to grow up, yo.
What do
Yeah,
you think about the people that were saying that he made the right decision by apologizing?
I got that too, because like I said, even though we talking about this shit, I'm saying leave it alone. I mean, a lot of that shit can be a part of it, man. Like in the next few days after that, I mean, Drake house was shot up, his security guard caught a bullet. Like, I mean, shit get real. So I
Yeah.
understand it. And like I said, and I'm a grown man, I'm 41 years old, and I've been through some shit. I understand finding your peace, and when you get to your peace, I understand that like a motherfucker, man. And won't nothing separate me from my piece. But a lot of my piece comes down to owning the mic and being the top rapper. So you know what I'm saying.
right.
So I don't agree with that. But like I said, I respect it when he was like, this shit is taken away from my piece, and I shouldn't even have done that. I was, he owned up to how he felt.
Somebody said
I was
before,
ready for
like
that
it
stuff.
was like the therapist in him, because his name was the therapist. You know what I'm saying? And they just like to talk out the problems and whatnot.
Shit, I'm the same way. I'm that kind of person, but now when it's a rap battle, like we came to rap,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like, and I ain't finna be on the record, talking about like, you know what I'm saying? Like when I see you, that's not that's the exact opposite of the shit I'm gonna be on. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think it would have got as personal if it was Cole and Kendrick instead of Drake and Kendrick?
I don't know. I don't know. I think from watching it, I could tell that Kendrick doesn't like Drake, and he literally said
Yeah.
that. He
No,
said,
he definitely doesn't like Drake.
I think but at the end of the day, that this wasn't just to Drake when he said motherfuck the big three, it's just big
Yeah.
me. That was towards everybody in the situation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But I think it was more like on some MC shit. I think
Yeah.
the Drake thing was more personal. And if you want to know why I think the Drake thing is more personal, I think a
T-
lot of people hate Drake, and I think it's because he got a lot of bitches. I mean, I don't know what it's about. I mean, you'll have to ask them what the story is about, but it seemed like they was cool at one point. I know Drake even did a lot to help, Kendrick and stuff. So you have to
I
ask
mean,
them
he
what it's
was
about.
on one of his albums and shit early in the game too.
But I mean, there's people that are literally tell you like, Cass did this for me. Cass is a nice guy. Cass ain't, but they'll also tell you, I don't fuck with that fuck nigga. And then at some point, once they say that so many times, they got to stand on it. So it is what it is. So that's just
Damn.
how stuff like that happen.
Life.
Yeah.
We just hit that hour mark, man. Before we let you go, any shout outs you want to do?
Shout out to the Ville, man. Shout out to you. Shout out to both of
Appreciate it.
y'all. Like you said, the people that we talking about, like, what I'm saying, a big part of my thing is even with the Big Cast 910 TV. People look at it as like a minimal thing, like you doing all of this. This is all some Fayetteville shit. Yeah, it's some Fayetteville shit. Hell yeah, that's what I'm. That's exactly what it is. Like, so
Yeah.
I'm about that. So shout out to everybody in the Ville, like you said. Even all the people we talked about, from First in Flight. Shout out to Rain. I seen the pictures today where I think Rain they just wrapped up. They was doing the video with Benny the Butcher. That shit looked crazy.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Trav and all my people
Traffic
from
got a new album too on the way, don't he?
I
Or is
believe
it out
so.
now?
Yeah. I believe so. And I heard he got. I heard he might have a ill video. I talked to him
No,
recently. He
that
said he
video
had
he
something
got
else
is
to come out.
dope. Yeah, that video he
Yeah.
got is dope, yo.
And so yeah, shout out to Cole and shout out to everybody in the Ville that's on that hip hop shit. It's like I said, especially shout out to you. Like even with this, live from Fayettenam, I've been seeing you putting this shit down for like at least like a good year, man. And it's good
Yeah.
shit, man. This is the shit we need, man.
And
So
I've been
shout out
trying
to
to,
the.
do like at least one Fayetteville artist once a month, but two of them basically stood me up 2 interviews straight. So it was kind of, almost feeling like I ain't want to keep doing it, but I try to,
That,
put an unsigned artist in between all these interviews. I mean, because I just got Nine recently. We got Camp Low coming on, and we just got Afu Ra today. So
I like that's and I like what you do with that on that side with the artists. Like that's what I want to see. Like Channel Live, like Nine, like
yeah,
that's the music that I cut. That's what the music that made me. So I love them interviews, man.
Heard that.
yeah, I definitely. But shit, anytime you want to come back on, please do, man. You
No
know I
doubt.
support anything you do.
Salute to y'all, man.
Dream Villain.
All right,
Exactly
enjoy
that.
your night, man.
And yeah, that's all. That's the only thing I just want to tell everybody. Like I said, go.
Oh, go ahead.
Since I've been back, like the past year and a half, I put out 4 projects already.
Uh,
Whether you got Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, check them out. And like I said, maybe by around like March 15th, the Dream Villain album will be out. And I think, like I said, it's dope. I think it's doper than Painted Music. So go check it out, man. Spread it, bump it. Hit me up and tell me how you feel about it. Even if you want to hit me up and tell me up and like, yo, man, that shit wasn't hitting.
we're gonna
You know
let
what I'm
Stranger the
saying?
Great we're gonna let Stranger the Great decide that, since he said Painted Music's the number one Vietnam album.
No doubt. Shout to Stranger the Great too, man.
Yeah.
Facts.
Appreciate
That
you,
beat.
man. And I'm gonna definitely
I
get
like
off
that.
here and do
I
a
like that
bunch of
project he
clips.
had. Say
Oh
that
yeah,
again.
yeah. I'm gonna definitely do a bunch of clips. The StreamYard, they upgraded the AI on the StreamYard, so it's pumping out a
Okay,
lot
to do
more
the
clips
clips, no
now.
doubt.
Yeah.
All right, no doubt. Appreciate it.
All right, man.
Peace.
Once.
Peace. Jones, what up?
Hey, chilling, man. That was dope. That
Yeah,
was
there's a
dope.
lot of
Yeah, been
names
there
there,
for a minute.
man. That's the thing. If you don't do these interviews and shout out these names and tell these stories,
Mm-hmm.
these things are gonna be forgotten, man. I
That's
mean,
yeah. That's
we're getting
important.
old, man. We're getting up there. We got to keep. That's why I keep doing all these interviews where I feel like I'm digging in the crates. I
Mm-hmm.
feel like I'm DITC of interviews right now, digging in the crates, trying to find as many nostalgic artists as I can, many '90s artists, '80s artists. I've been even trying to get the R&B cats, because we done had Melvin Riley and Lenny Williams, so we're trying to get more of those as well. The rock and roll, I'm trying to get some rock and roll cats. They're hard. The '80s rock and '90s rock, they're almost impossible.
You disturbing cats. But
What you
nah,
think,
this
man?
interview
I mean, like Kaz. I mean,
very very important, man. Very important. Um,
he could argue he's the number one solo artist out of the Ville, right?
certainly.
I
But
mean,
yeah, I just love what
is
I
there
love
any
what he
other solo
represents.
artists that did just as much as him or more? I mean, maybe Rain, but they're both from the same crew.
Like I said, man, the foundation is important. Information is important. So I'm glad stuff like this is getting documented. It's a lot of things that went down, man, was definitely before social media, rose up to what it is now. So a lot of the names that he mentioned, I'm familiar with, and
Me
uh,
too.
and I'm glad it's just getting out there. And like I said, and I like his recent stuff, so I can't wait to hear this Dream Villain project and see what it's sitting on. Especially with names like Irv popping up and Big Cass, pulling stuff out his production bag as well.
And we were talking the other day where we was talking about like what's like the cutoff age of trying to get on and make a living in the music business, right? But we were saying even though like if you haven't reached that point as an artist, it doesn't mean that you got to stop making music. You
Doesn't
can
mean you
still
gotta
make
stop.
you can still
Nah,
make music, you still put together a good album, a good project and still put that out there, you know what I'm saying? Just cuz you can. For no if
yeah,
any other reason but just cuz you can.
yeah, it's more open than it's ever been. But that getting on part, if you I don't know, if you're really chasing a record deal, you gotta look at what the industry is looking for. In the industry, they're not trying to just start with somebody that's 37, 40. They trying to get you for that. If they can get you at 14, 15, even better. But they trying to get you in those years where, you know, you you ride on the
You're young and
tour bus.
impressionable, as like they say. You're easily influenced.
Also easily influenced. Also, the creative juices are running, much different. A lot of stuff. Hmm.
So what you getting into tonight?
You know, hitting these streets, man. It's Friday.
That's what's
No,
up,
I'm going to
man.
just be here chilling. Just going to just be here chilling, man. Probably go through some beats, look over some photos. That's about it, man. Now get ready for this next day.
Now you're more than welcome to join me for the 9 interview. I don't think that'll be live. We'll probably pre-record that one.
Would that be on a Thursday?
It's this coming up Thursday.
Word, I'm here.
Yeah, and then this Friday we also got Alfu Ra, but that's gonna be at 12 p.m. because Alfu Ra's in the Czech Republic right now, so he's like 7 hours ahead.
Okay, so that'd be like one. Okay, word, yeah. I'll be here too. Cause I'm expecting to be out of town week after next. So word.
And then the
That'd be
Thursday
perfect.
and then we also last Thursday of that month we also got Sunny Chiba at Camp Low.
Gracious, yeah.
It's gonna
Good
be a good
gracious.
month,
That's
man. It's
nice.
gonna
That's
be a good
nice.
month.
That's nice. Yeah, man. Yeah, I can't wait to hear that. I want to hear that Dream Villain. I'm ready for some good Fayettenam music, man.
Yeah, I mean, think about last year, man. So some of the top albums last year were we talked about this guys that were like 40 and up. You had LL's 50 something.
Yep.
Common and Pete Rock are probably in the 50s.
Yeah, they could. Yeah, definitely Pete in that range.
I mean, old boy's kind of getting up there nowadays. Tyler the Creator, right?
Yeah, most definitely. Now, he ain't close to his 40s, but he
But
in
he's
there.
getting up there. You know, it was a lot of
Killer,
dudes that
yeah, Killer Mike was
weren't
able to
super
pull off.
young that dropped a lot of dope albums last year and were. I mean, even Dre and Snoop, right?
Mm-hmm. Killer Mike was able to get him a solo Grammy.
He had it's Killer Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of dude. I mean, even J. Cole, he's getting up there. How old is he now?
And Coleman definitely got a he at least. Oh shoot, man, what? He born like what? 85.
Is
Yeah,
he?
yeah.
So he's like 6 years younger than me. So he's like what?
Yeah,
30. What is he
1985.
like?
I arrived. Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, he's what, like 39 or something?
My math is
M
off right
M
now.
dropped the album. M dropped the album. It was pretty big.
Diamond D.
Diamond D, Kendrick. I mean, a lot of old heads, as they call us, dropped albums. And
RJ Payne isn't as old as me, but he's he's older than the the newer crowd and stuff. But I've been liking his music, and he dropped a EP called Three Piece, produced by Eric Sermon.
yeah.
So that joint was nice to hear.
That sounds like a weird combo, but I love RJ Payne, man. Me and him had a little back and forth on a post I posted where I
Oh,
was
that's what
saying
I
that
forgot,
everybody nobody does it solely by themselves. You got some kind of help. Any shout outs you want to do before we go, man? I gotta run a Dizzle commercial here in a second too.
Oh, word, John. Hey, man, just shout outs to
Matter of
you.
fact, let's run this Dizzle
Okay,
commercial when we come back out and we'll do the shout outs.
that's what it is.
All right.
That Dizzle ain't no joke, got me addicted, ain't no coke. Let's just have a toast. Anybody want some smoke? Cause it's up, I be Dizzled up. Catch me sipping with my double cup. Can't just have one, you gotta double up. You pour it, gotta watch it bubble up. I ain't gon' lie, I cannot get enough. When Callie said I need another one, gon' have you coming back for more. But go get it while it's hot, before it be sold out in your stores. That Dizzle.
Let me throw on my deep voice. That's right. You can Dizzle too. Dizzle's a premium luxury liqueur mixed with agave, tequila, cognac, and orange liquor mango mix. Throw your Dizzle on ice, and it's nice. Order your very own bottle or bottles at dizzlebrand.com.
Do you Dizzle? Probably should.
Yo, any shout outs you want to do, man? We about to hit that hour 15 mark.
Yeah, hey, once again, just want to shout you out, my brother. Shout out to Big Cass. Shout out to people worldwide.
Definitely.
And on the real, just we all dealing with stuff in life, but you got people that you love and respect, man. Let them know, because the clock is ticking. You know what I'm saying? Get out there and spend some time. Just check in on somebody.
We gotta say rest in peace to what's my man that passed? Nick Nolte, right? Or something?
Nah,
no, who was it? Gene Hackman. My bad, Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman and his wife found in I
rest
think
in
a
peace
puppy
to
or
Gene
two.
Hackman.
Yeah, man.
Definitely. I don't know the whole situation on that. They saying it could be foul play, but I don't want to make no assumptions. But rest in peace to Gene Hackman and his wife. Shouts out to Big Kaz for coming on, taking time out and whatnot. Shouts out to you for joining me. And shouts out to everybody tuning in on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Make sure y'all submit your MP3s to livefromfayettenam at gmail.com. I'll be doing music reviews tomorrow. Do not know what time just as yet. Anything else you want to say before we go, though, man?
Nah, I'm good, Chief. I'm
All
good.
right, man.
Happy Friday to y'all.
You too, man. You say you about to roll out after this, right?
Roll out right into the crib.
Roll out. Roll out.
We'll be right here.
Appreciate y'all, man. Peace. We out.
Peace.